Prepare yourself, ladies and gentlemen, for an encounter that will test your assumptions about celebrity, loyalty, and betrayal in the most seedy corners of hip-hop. Consider this. Clarissa's shield was victorious in the ring. The lights were brilliant, and the crowd was shouting. But instead of hoisting her gloves in triumph, she is storming out in the thick of the celebration. Her eyes focused on two very familiar figures in the VIP section. Why? Because Remy Ma's Remy, the Bronx bomber, was allegedly caught red-handed, lip-locked, and cuddling with none other than Fat Joe on fight night. When the cameras never stopped recording, was it just an old buddy misinterpreting an old friend, or did it represent the climax of a months-long simmering controversy? And why in the world did Claressa Shield take a live video in front of millions of people and share it all online? Which behind-the-scenes secrets were made public? Which microphones didn't become cold? What was Papoose's reaction when he saw the video? Stay put, since it's not just gossip, it's war. And the tape. It's real. I see. Now let's rewind the tape. Let's revisit the night that shook, not just the boxing community, but the entire internet. Claressa Shields, the Gwot herself, didn't know. She would soon be the target of death when she walked into that arena that evening, and trust suddenly exploded. Let's make this clear. This was no ordinary fight night. This was Claressa's huge return. Even Joe Rogan was about the rematch, as were ESPN and Showtime. The superstars were out with their cameras blazing and champagne bottles popping. And every VIP, Remy Ma and Fat Joe, were sitting in the front row, cuddling as though night had arrived. Early, and they were dressed as though it were the Grammy Awards. Please wait while we take a minute. Remy Ma, who is married to Papoose, the man who has been holding her down with jail bids, BET ciphers, and judicial mayhem, was sitting a little too close to Fat Joe, her long-standing lover, label mate, and sibling from another mother. Or so we thought. It was also not your normal business-hugging kiss situation. Several witnesses who are obviously gagged claim that Remy Ma and Fat Joe weren't just whispering. Their lips were close together and their hands were on each other's knees, brushing. And one person with a first-row ticket says they accidentally took a picture of the ring while they were taking it. Remy Ma kissed Fat Joe's neck that was caught on camera. Name the person who kisses their platonic business partner on the neck at a sold-out fight. Oh wait, but here's the worst part. It's just seconds after delivering her final hit, which sent her opponent straight into next week, Claressa turned to the audience for support. What did she see? It's the woman who had been Remy's instructor and trainer. She was praying with Fat Joe prior to the fight, as if this were a VIP version of Love and Hip Hop. And Claressa went crazy when I told her, baby. A number of backstage insiders have confirmed that we do have anonymous sources. We appreciate all of the people that labor behind the scenes. Following the altercation, Claressa did not show up for the interviews. She didn't change or take a shower. She hurried backstage right away, took her PR girl's phone, and started Instagram Live. Because Claressa must leave if she is to achieve anything. Live when it counts. It's time to step back. Who is involved in this twisted tale of betrayal? Claressa Shields, the undefeated champion and America's sweetheart of the ring, has been growing closer to Remy Ma ever since her terrible relationship with Papoose went public last year. Rumor has it that the two women spend late hours at Claressa's own boxing facility after paparazzi spotted them leaving eateries, while sporting similar sweatpants and sunglasses. Sweatpants it was worn by Remy on the night of the fight with Fat Joe. Could this be a coincidence? Keep it cold, please. And then there's Remy Ma, who has had to cope with a flurry of rumors concerning everyone from the Easy the Block captain to the security guard, regarding her marriage to Papoose, which has been shakily intact. She has been curiously mute. Add to that Fat Joe. The man has been a mainstay in Remy's life since Lean Back, but some insiders claim that he has recently leaned a bit too far forward. Over the past 6 months, fans have noticed that Joe's Instagram posts about Remy have become more poetic, are indestructible. She is my twin flame in a cold game. Allegiance over all other considerations. But sometimes loyalty is tested. Joe, how was it tested? It's fight night again. We're talking about 8 OK watchers in the first 5 minutes of Claressa's Instagram Live. You could sense the betrayal, incredulity, and perplexity in her eyes as she screamed it loud, clear, and fiercely. Now, what are we doing? I've won the biggest struggle of my life. Furthermore, my purported coach, my sister, and Fat Joe are playing footsie out here. I have a video I see. Everyone, don't be concerned. View everything. The internet went down in a matter of minutes. Hashtags were trending for it. Hashtag Fat Joe fumbled. Hashtag CLARES. CLIVLEAK. Record prayer for Papoose. However, a brave amateur photographer sitting 6 rows back dropped a 7-second film clip that completely changed the scene, which is where things get even stranger. The footage shows Remy Ma smiling and talking into Fat Joe's ear before stooping for what looks tuba-like to kisses, one dangerously close to the lips, one on the cheek. Then she brushes his beard. He was bearded. Furthermore, how long you've been friends doesn't matter to me. Unless you're having a bad day, you can't brush your beard. Suddenly, fans were not just watching the battle replay. In order to enhance the audio, Remy and Joe's screen recording angles were zooming in. TikTok detectives timed Claresse's knockout moment using the exact timestamp when Remy leaned in for the kiss. Everywhere there were side-by-side changes, there were captions. No clapbacks, no post-fight celebrations, nothing. For instance, Remy was kissing Claressa KO in the ring, KO in her heart. And what about Papoose? Oh, he went ghost. Invisible mode was the mode the man chose. This brings us to the important question. Was it all a misunderstanding? Or was it the final straw in a betrayal that had been building for months? Here's when it starts to seem suspicious. You see? One of Claresse's co-workers agreed to be called, but asked to remain anonymous. Champ Whisperer claims that Claressa was already suspicious about Remy's relationship with Fat Joe. She claimed to have witnessed text messages between them on Remy's unlocked phone at a training session 2 weeks prior. Let me hit you with this if you still think he's innocent. The lady who should be mentoring a champion is the one who messages him things like, "I miss our late night talks. Nobody understands me like you. If things were different, I'd choose you." That Joe was not on the original guest list. Stadium-related sources was added by Remy Ma using the false identity Joseph C. only 2 days before the battle. Remy has a lot of slickness, but not enough. Every gossip blog from Hollywood Unlocked to the Shade Room jumped on the story like lions on a stake. TMZ started chasing footage and Twitter was in flames. But trust me, this wasn't the end. This was just the beginning of a major scandal. The damage had already been done when Claressa ended her life by slamming her phone down and screaming, "I can keep the belt. I want the truth. Where were you?" Claressa Shields, who is still wearing her boxing gloves, just criticized Remy Ma and Fat Joe for their brief ringside romance on Instagram, as if she had been schooled by the FBI instead of a boxing instructor. The woman was immediately disclosing receipts online while the crowd continued to praise her knockout. However, it wasn't even the live that was the most hilarious. Minutes after she went dark, a Twitter account named ChampSpy2024, there was a fuzzy picture of what looked to be Remy Ma and Fat Joe standing in a dark hallway backstage, holding hands behind the curtain as Papoose was up, front meeting fans and posing for photos like a proud husband, but the article said it wasn't fight night. It seems Remy Ma brought Fat Joe as her +1, stating he was there just to support her at a private sparring session Claressa held. 3 weeks previously, the event was an invite-only training demonstration designed to generate headlines before her big comeback, and transformed into an electronic courtroom. Wait, it's not like that. Remy whispered in Joe's ear that Twitter was what he meant. Like, do you support her ethics? let's say it doesn't appear platonic when your brother starts tending your friend's training sessions and you two are holding hands in the halls like it's the end of a romantic comedy. We're not suggesting that Remy and Fat Joe haven't been skulking around. Mind you, improves. That fight night is going to be hard, seeing her win, knowing we're lying to her face. Red stated in one of the allegedly leaked texts from Remy Ma and Fat Joe and Baby that an unnamed source managed to receive just as things were spiraling out of control. Someone had better give Papoose's divorce lawyer a call yesterday if these are real. I understand, Jay replies, but know that I'll always be there for you. It can't be made up. Oh wait, if it were true, we would be betraying you. When the fight night footage leaked and fans started tagging him under every clip, meme and how it started versus how it's going, he couldn't keep quiet. And let's talk about Papoose because rumors have been circulating about him for months, and now they're becoming louder. People claim he's been suspicious of Remy since she suddenly started mentoring Claressa full-time, leaving behind nothing but confusing don't wait up texts and expensive Amazon packages at home. And that's pretty much a nuclear bomb in the world of passive-aggressive hip-hop poetry, but there's more. Claudine, a former stylist of Remy Ma, decided she had had enough of the lies after Papoose's post and posted on TikTok, saying, "I'm not one to start drama, but let's not pretend this Fat Joe thing is new. I've looked at the call logs, and Joe has been calling Remy late at night since before last year's BET Awards. I've seen the gifts. I left for a reason. Presents." What sort of presents, sis? And that explains why Claressa, known for her self-control and focus, was reported to have been unusually tense the week of the fight. I'm glad you asked because, according to Claudine, Fat Joe once sent Remy a pair of diamond-studded boxing gloves engraved with the words, "You're the genuine champ." Come on, everyone. Another insider says that during the final, Claressa, a member of the event's production team, is always asking where Remy was. Walkthroughs. She was late for almost all of the rehearsals, and when she did show up, she smelled like cologne. Our words, but theirs. But just hours after Claressa's dramatic Instagram live, Remy Ma finally responded on Twitter with the following: "My priorities are legacy, love, and commitment. The truth doesn't require a microphone. All it takes is time." Translation: let me gaslight you all with some poetry, but I got caught. Before you preach about loyalty, listen to your husband. Joe posted a mysterious Instagram story of a lone lion walking through the desert with the comment, "Real ones walk solo." Boy, let's talk about receipts if you don't sit down. Claressa's crew was trying to distract us with Pinterest quotes while Joe and Remy were tweeting. Of course, fans weren't having it. The responses were harsh. Isn't love and legacy, sis? It's lip blockages and lies. Was Joe's hand on your waist when you were writing that tweet? Revealed a startling discovery of their own. A voicemail that was allegedly recorded and sent to Claressa the night before the altercation. What was going to be left, Remy? The voice, which fans believe to be Remy, says, "I know it might sound weird, but if anything goes left tomorrow, Snow, I love you, and I'll always ride for you no matter what." You already know how the corporate world responds to scandal. So now there are rumors of brand repercussions. According to stolen emails, Claressa, Remy, and Papoose were to be signed by a major sportswear brand for the Black Power Couple X Athletic Unity campaign. The campaign was canceled. Claressa is reportedly negotiating with the Breakfast Club for an exclusive tell-all, where she intends to spill the beans in response to her fans' demands for a thorough interview. The report includes text, screenshots, timeline receipts, and a voice clip from the dressing room where Remy allegedly confessed to Joe that they had been emotional for years. Infant for years. And you and Papoose are still married? There are rumors that Papoose is legal. Team is looking into conversations as the pressure builds and could be's if that weren't enough. Mike posted a new Instagram story with Claressa's championship title, and the caption, "Ain't nobody fighting harder than me in the ring or in life." This brings us to the question that has been on everyone's mind. Is there more footage? What else might those cameras have caught that night? Or worse, prior to fight night? If Claressa had just seen one moment and exploded, the internet is... Claressa Shields is exploding on Instagram Live, while Remy Ma fumbles her loyalty bag in front of millions. Desert Lion makes comments on Instagram that make him look like he's in a self-help documentary. The problem is that the real storm had not yet started because, guess what? Papoose's lawyer entered the conversation while social media was tearing into the scandal like leftover cheesecake. Yes, exactly. Late that night, legal papers were secretly filed in Westchester County Family Court. And according to sources, some of the documents contain a temporary restraint order against Fat Joe instead of Remy, according to people familiar with the situation. Papoose had been worried since a shared iCloud event revealed that he and Remy had been missing messages shortly after. Joe had borrowed her phone for studio work. This stuff cannot be made up, presumably in the split rumors. Papoose claimed that Joe had accessed private email, crossed personal boundaries, and used emotional manipulation to cause distance in a marriage. Did Fat Joe read Ree's chats with Papoose weren't intriguing enough? A new character with a surprising plot twist showed up. Mimi D. Cruz, a Miami bottle service hostess, yes. You already know where the story is going, was shocked to see him cuddling with Remy Ma during the fight. As she sobs on camera, she says, "I thought we were building something. I had no idea that I was a side chick to another side chick." Remy Ma stayed mostly silent. But her stylist Claudine returned with yet another messy, including screenshots, photos of her and Joe at New. A video of him allegedly FaceTiming her from a private jet, and a voice note in which a man who sounded a lot like Joe says, "You know, Ree's just family." Chick Squared gained popularity right away. Avoid being misled by the media. The only one I trust is you. She submitted what she claims is a receipt for a 5-star hotel room that Joseph had booked. The only one I trust? Boy, you're out here trusting everyone but your own barber. The second guest is Remy Ma listed, and Joe's real name is Cartagena. The date happened 3 nights before the fight in the same city where Claressa was training. And it's unclear now whether Claressa was set up or if Remy was actually helping her, or if he was just using the training camp as a pretext to have a backstage house party with Fat Joe. The romantic executive suite isn't reserved for sparring counsel. Let's face it. Claressa's shocking conclusion should not be overlooked, as she posted a final Instagram video with the caption, "Y'all want the truth?" Here's the whole round, just when everyone believed the drama had peaked. The voice memo she plays has 2 voices, obviously those of Remy and Joe, laughing, and Fat Joe laughs and replies, "Keep her focused." Remy claims that when she left her phone in the dressing room while using the restroom, it accidentally recorded one of them. She must win for us. Distraction increases with the number of cameras. Don't you think no one will notice us? She truly believes I'm only here for training, Remy adds. Poor baby. Fans believe that Joe and Remy planned this, using Claressa's fame, her fight hype, and her fan base as a smokescreen to carry out their not-so-secret affair. They claim that Remy knew the world would be watching Claressa, not her, and that they were working on their Dirty Dancing sequel backstage while we were busy with uppercuts and jab combos. Others believe it goes deeper, and rumors have it that Fat Joe harbored resentment toward Papoose dating. This quote alone sparked conspiracy theories more quickly than a new Netflix documentary. I suppose some people really lean back into betrayal. As you are already aware, the Barbs went full FBI mode, and within minutes, fan pages were created. Perhaps it is retaliation, a twisted slow burn payback wrapped in hugs and hotel bills. And just when you think it can get any messier, Nicki Minaj enters the group chat and posts a mysterious tweet that reads, "Loyalty don't live in the Bronx no more." The fans went crazy when Papoose revealed a final bombshell, a video of himself alone in the studio at the end of a verse that ends, "Build a queen from scratch just to watch her fold." He breaks down every word, refers to it as karma in high, heels, and links it to Remy Ma's infamous Shether days, when she lost her reign after kissing a clown. "I handed the crown to her. She gave it to a phony. I'm currently asking God to provide me justice and healing." Some hip-hop blogs called for Papoose to release an entire album called Noted, while others declared it the most icy, gentlest song since Drake's Marvin's Room. What does it mean for everyone? Fat Joe is being investigated by multiple brands for a possible emotional misconduct, and he was reportedly dropped from one sneaker collaboration last week. Papoose is turning heartbreak into bars. Claressa Shields, the unbeaten champion, is reportedly fighting betrayal behind the scenes and is severing all ties with Remy Ma, while her marriage, career, and credibility are all in the intensive care unit. Lastly, where is the full footage? What about Mimi D. Cruz, who now has 400K TikTok followers and is working on a podcast because, of course, she is? Did Fat Joe cross the line? Was Remy Ma emotionally cheating for months? Finally, was Claressa Shields just the unfortunate middlewoman in a plot much larger than boxing? As the saying goes, if there's one camera, there are 10. If you think Papoose should go permanently, should Claressa forgive Remy and move on? Or should they all band together and release the messiest reality show since Flavor of Love? We need justice, we need answers, and we need receipts. Please share your thoughts below, because, trust me, the drama is only going to grow worse. Exposes scandalous, in-depth analyses, and receipts so hot they burn through your phone screen. You already know what to do. Click like, turn on your alerts, and click subscribe. Just plain.